Hi everyone, so today I'm doing 2 looks, 1 palette with the Sweet Talk palette from Colourpop. I got this in April and I have played around with it offline quite a bit because I do enjoy the color story. But I thought I'd bring it out today just because I felt like wearing these kind of colors. I've just been really into this color and I think that's been spurred on by the Lisa Eldridge Go Lightly shade. It's a nice corally pink shade and these are the kind of colors that suit that lipstick, although I'm not wearing it today. But I've just been really inspired to go back to this color story and I think that this is a fun little palette. So if you've got this palette or some shades like this, hopefully this serves as some inspiration and let's get into the looks. So today I actually want to use this palette from Colourpop. This is a Sweet Talk palette. I don't think I've ever used this on camera. It's just when I was changing into this top, I don't know, I just wanted to pull out colors that were in the same color family. Gonna go in with my Hard Candy eyeshadow primer as per usual. This is kind of like the primer I'm using at the moment, and I am aware that my fringe is so long. It's really getting to me too. I'm getting it cut on Saturday and that will be great because it's just so in my face, and I have been cutting it myself a little bit, but I'm trying not to ruin the shape or anything like that. What shade to go into? I'm going to start with a crease color and I'm going to take this shade, I See Me. I See Me. This is the kind of deep dusty coral shade. Just kind of add that into the outer V. I'm not sure if I want to do any glitter today, probably not. But I do think it's fun that they've added different textures in it. I've kind of got a love-hate relationship with glitter because I love the look of it, but I just hate the actual process of applying it. And I do like that this is a small palette. Like even though there's 12 shades, it's a nice compact palette. I really hate palettes that are just too big, that unnecessarily big. For example, the Dominique's Berries and Cream palette, that's just massive. I think it's got something like 14 shades. The pans are massive. I feel like there's a lot of wasted space in that, and I feel like it could have been just smaller. But yeah, I might have to bring that one on this channel because I haven't really played with that a whole ton. I think I have done 1 look with it, I think. Next, I'm gonna go in with West Side. This is a kind of medium brown shade. I'll just add that in this area. Actually, I think I might take a little bit of I See Me on the inner corner as well, because I maybe create a halo eye. Just kind of winging it today. It's a really nice shade. It's quite pigmented and easy to blend. I am gonna go in with a crease color. I'm gonna go in with Work It. It's a lighter shade, lighter kind of caramelly brown. Got a very minute amount on my brush. And then with a clean blending brush, just blend out the edges because I don't want to take it up too high. I'm also going to take a bit of that dark brown, which is Feel Free, and just add that on the inner and outer corners of the eye as well, just to deepen and give it a little bit more dimension. All these shadows work so well together. I feel like the color story of this palette is really nice and cohesive. For my lower lash line, I'm also going to go in with I See Me, the first shade I took, and I'm also going to take some of Feel Free just on the outer edge, just to give some smokiness to it. I do want to use a little bit of shimmer on the eyelid, on the center. I'm going to go in with the shade, I think, Garden Date. It's a really pretty peachy coral shade. Just tap that on with my finger and blend it out. And to give it a little bit more light, I'm going to also take the shade Side to Side, and this kind of definitely feels quite creamy in texture. Just gonna add a little bit of that on the center as well. I think I want to add one of these shades on my cheeks as well. I think Meadow looks like a really pretty shade. Again, because the pan is so small, I'm gonna struggle a little bit, but let's just try it. Just kind of on the top of my cheekbones, just to tie everything in together. I'm going to try a little bit of I See Me as well, just below that. Good thing about this brush is that you can really diffuse it out if you need to. Over the top of the blush today, but I like it. And I think the color story in here is really kind of easy to work with. And I'm really, in general, enjoying these kind of more corally peachy shades of late. I never really have been someone that wears a lot of corals, but lately I've just been gravitating towards them, especially on the cheeks. I love a corally cheek. You know, oftentimes I am really inspired by my wardrobe to kind of create something that looks cohesive. I actually thrifted this not too long ago and I really love this because it's a nice long maxi dress. It's great for pregnancy because I can kind of stretch and everything. And on the lips, I'm wearing Lisa Eldridge's new lipstick, Go Lightly. I really blotted it down because otherwise it is a little bit, it can go on really bright. So yeah, I think it's a really sweet color for this look. I hope you like it. Let me know what you think. I'm back with another look with the Sweet Talk palette. I'm not sure if I'm going to do any more. I do look at this palette and I think, you know, there are 12 shades in here, but I don't know how many variations of looks I can do with this palette, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do 3. But today I want to use a little bit of glitter, just a little bit, and I want to do a really sweet look. I'm going to go in with this shade Catch Me, kind of just put it into the crease. It's kind of like a cream colored eyeshadow. I don't often go for shadows like this, but we're just going to use it because I have not used it yet. And then I'm also going to take Dream Maker. This is a coral shade here. I'm just going to put that on the mobile lid. I'm just using this Sonia G Crease Pro brush. Love my Sonia G brushes. I think they're one of the best purchases I've made this year. They're the brushes I gravitate to all the time when it comes to using eyeshadow brushes. I am going to use a bit of glitter glue. Just on the center, that's where I want to add the glitter and shimmer, just a tiny bit on the center. Since I'm using glitter, I don't want to do too many shades because I don't want it to look too kind of complicated. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that shade, this is like the Super Shock Shadow type of shade, and it's called Side to Side, and it definitely feels creamy. I don't know how long this shade would last because it's obviously not airtight, this palette. And then I also do want to use a little bit of glitter. I think I'm going to use, I don't think I've ever used Prima Drama, so I'm going to use this one. And I usually hate pressed glitters, but we're just going to try a little bit. And someone's alarm has gone off already. I'm going to take a deepening shade, which is the deeper shade here, which is Feel Free, because I do feel like I need a little bit of definition on the eye, otherwise it does look a little bit strange. I'm going to create a small wing. I'm going to use another brush because that one's not a very good one. Okay, I've got this one. This is a Hakuhodo S163 brush. I hope you guys aren't really sick of my like really soft wings because I feel like I've been doing a lot of these lately, so but I just find it flattering. I do gravitate back towards things that work my eye shape. So I'm going to add this shade on the lower lash line as well, just taking it kind of into the center and then smudging it out. Okay, so I do want to come back with a little bit of Feel Free into the outer V, so I'm going to do that, just adding a slight amount just because I feel like I want a little bit more definition. So I'm going to add a little bit into the outer V as well, connecting it from the wing and into the outer V. Take it into the crease a little bit. And I am going to blend it out with the brush I had before using Catch Me. I'm going to add a bit of mascara as usual, curl my lashes, all that boring stuff. Got mascara and everything on, and I still want to add a little bit more of that Super Shock shadow maybe into the inner corner, so I'm going to do that. I do want to add a little bit more of that peachiness into the cheeks, so I'm going to go in with this Natasha Denona Bloom Blush and Glow palette, and I'm going to use, I think, some of that cream blush just on the high points of the cheeks. And of course I've got a bit of glitter fallout. It's inevitable when you use glitter, I think. It's gonna get everywhere. And I'm also gonna go in with this Duo Glow as well. I think that shade looks very pretty, so let's try that out. So this is the final look. I've kept it pretty minimal with the glitter because I don't like to wear a whole ton of glitter all the time, I'll be honest. It's one of those things where my fantasy self loves glitter, but in reality, I just don't use a whole ton of it. So I've really only kept it pretty low on the mobile lid. I haven't taken it up as much as I could have, and also because glitter gets so messy. From what I've used so far, I've actually really enjoyed the looks that have come out of this palette. I think I'm gonna just do 2 looks with it. I think if I do another look, it's gonna look pretty same. So yeah, I think 2 looks is enough for me. On the lips, I'm wearing my Mahogany from Maybelline. It's a nice kind of nude shade. So overall, I do like this palette. I think it's a nice, like I said, it's a nice color story. I like that there's a variety of textures, although I don't use a whole lot of glitters, so I'm appreciative that there's only 2 out of the 12. I think it's interesting that they have decided to include a Super Shock shadow texture in here. Just because it just seems a little bit strange in a palette form, given that, you know, obviously this is not airtight, so it's probably not gonna last that long. I'll be interested to see how it is by the end of the year. I got this in April this year, so it's really not an old palette at all, and it's working perfectly fine right now. The mattes are quite nice. They're blendable, they're buildable, they're not overly pigmented. Like I did find that Feel Free, I did have to build it up to get, you know, a bit more of that depth that I wanted. But it's a nice, affordable palette. And if you like this kind of spring-like color story, corals and pinks and, you know, these sorts of shades, I think it's really a pretty palette. It's a very sweet palette, you know. You do feel very quite feminine when you're wearing it. And yeah, I've enjoyed it, but I don't feel like you can create, you know, 20 different looks with this palette. I think it's mostly gonna look somewhat similar. So I think that's why I'm gonna just keep it at 2, and hopefully you don't mind that. I'm sure that, I mean, there's tons of other people that have come up with looks with this. So anyway, hope you've enjoyed this. Hopefully this has given you some inspiration, even though it's 2 looks. I know I'm like one of the last people to have done anything on this palette, so I'm sure there's a lot of inspiration out there already. Anyway, let me know what you think of this palette, which one was your favorite look, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to catch you in the next one.